So hello everybody, today I'm joined by Helena. Helena, thank you for joining me. Could you do a quick intro of who you are and what it is that you do?
Cool. My name is Helena and I am a relationship coach.
Cool. Lovely to have you. So bit of context, we first met was it January? That was our first call, January.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just thought do a short conversation in terms of like how you found working with me so far. So I guess when we first had that call in Jan,
Yeah.
when you booked in, what were like the main sort of frustrations you were facing within your coaching business essentially?
Yeah. So I decided I wanted to go all in full time with the relationship coaching. And what I knew was that I wanted to set up and do it properly rather than just trying to grow organically and kind of wish and hope that things kind of move forward so I could scale it quickly. But I think one of the things I found really frustrating was when I was speaking to people, they were like, oh yeah, you need to do a funnel, you need to do this, you need to do ads, but no one was ever giving you the mechanisms and the how you actually do it. And I know I said that to you on the call was, I don't want you to be like my life support machine. I want to be able to move away afterwards and be able to do this myself. So, that was really positive in our conversation because it was more than you doing it for me. You were going to be able to show and teach me.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think that's why I do it, because I don't think it's I think it's pointless if we do all this stuff together and then by the end of it you're like, okay, now what do I do? So
yeah,
it's better that you understand. And so what was your like general feeling then about how to get clients online at that point in your journey?
Like I didn't have a clue, and everyone just kept trying to sell me like their packages and their programs, but no one was like telling me how to do it. The most I was getting out of people was kind of, it's your positive attitude and manifesting. And I just thought it was a load of nonsense. So if I don't need someone to help me feel positive about myself or my business, I need someone to put the engine into the business to get it moving forward and to help it to grow. So yeah, so I was honestly, it was really frustrating talking to people because you never get the substance. And you gave me, well, this is what we're going to do. This is what step one will be. This is what it will look like. This is where I support you. And it was just like all laid out, really informative.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And so had you tried anything before in terms of directly on how to get clients? Like, had you ever tried a strategy, or was there anything that you were doing, or was it more so you weren't at the time?
Just that post every day type of advice. But to be honest, when I knew that I wanted to go all in on my business, I knew that I was going to have to get comfortable with social media, which I'm not. I absolutely hate it. So the thought that I could only grow and scale my business was by posting content and being super visible didn't appeal to me. And I don't want to be an influencer. And as you know, I'm shocking at making content. So I guess where I was at with it was kind of lost because everyone's saying, well, this is where you need to be now to like grow yourself in today's market. But for me, no one was telling me how to do it. The bits of information I was getting just were not appealing at all. But yeah, meeting you was reassuring because you were like, no, it's not that difficult. And here it is. And it's really simple.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that was how I was doing it. Prior to that, all my clients were coming through word of mouth. But that only gets you so far.
Yeah.
And, I wanted to be able to scale it quickly. So
Yeah, no, I get that. I said to you earlier, I'm not a fan of content either, and it's not really. I don't. It shouldn't really be sold as a strategy because it's like it's not. It's very. There's no consistency to it. There's no system behind it. You're just posting and praying in a sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so I guess when you decided, right, let's do this, what were you hoping to get out of our time working together?
So understanding the mechanisms behind how things like meta ads work, how to get people to come through the various different funnels, whether that's, ads to follow me or creating calls, VSLs. And we've literally gone through all the content. Well, I've gone through all the content on your platform. So I feel like I have a really good understanding of the different mechanisms. What's really useful is all of the data that you make us track, because when I finish my time view, I will then know as well which lever to pull on if I want to grow quicker.
Yeah.
And, through the learnings that we're doing, I'm able to then diagnose where things are going wrong if one of the, the indicators drops. So for me, that's been what I wanted to get out of this, and it's definitely what I've got. So yeah, just keep learning with that, really.
Nice. And so I guess over your time working with me, what would you say have been like your highlight sort of results and things that you found useful in terms of working
Getting
together?
the ad to work and getting paid clients through the ads.
Nice.
I got my first paid client through the ad in the first month.
Nice.
But they entered my funnel on day 19 of the ad being live. So
Okay, cool.
that was really, positive.
Nice.
Showed it worked, right?
Yeah.
And it worked quicker than I had thought it would. So so that was definitely a highlight, because I think we all just want to see things work. Like, you invest money, you put work into things, you're tracking the data, which is all great, but until your spreadsheet goes green,
of course,
it's not really that exciting. So
yeah, no, cool, 100%. And well, you deserve it. You've put in the work, you've followed the steps, you've made my life easy in helping you, because you've just done what's needed to be done. So it was well deserved, and I'm sure that's the first of many. And so, yeah, overall, like I said, I've really enjoyed working with you. You've been very easy to work with. You got it all. Yeah. No, you have. You've just got the steps. You've had your questions like everyone, but
I think following the process was the hardest thing for me, because I'm impatient, and
I've noticed that.
And I'll just click something and delete it all and start again. But yeah, I do think following the process is my biggest learning, because it does work, and having patience with it.
Yeah,
it's been definitely key.
I remember a few times when I was walking you through on like the meta dashboard, and you're like clicking off. I'm like, just wait on that screen so I can tell you.
Yeah, I've already clicked 5 of them.
Yeah, no, but like I said, Julie, I have enjoyed working with you. Is there, from your element, in terms of working with me in the process overall, has there been like any parts that you've enjoyed more or found more useful for you? Or
no, I think I really liked the way, when I first met you and you kind of told me what your offering is, and the way you positioned yourself was exactly what I was looking for. It is very kind of factual, technical, but you're super responsive. So if I'm stuck and I WhatsApp you on a Sunday because I've accidentally deleted my ad, you do respond. And I really appreciate that. And I think you were so clear on what it is that you offer. It was great, because it ticked my boxes. So you basically are what you said on the tin. So for me, that's been good, because so many times I think we sign up to do things and we're sold an outcome, but actually when we're in the process, there is no process. And so the outcome becomes like unobtainable, but that hasn't been my experience at all.
No, cool. I'm glad. I appreciate that. And so I guess, considering where you were and how you felt when you started around what do I do to get customers, what's your outlook on feeling on it now that you've been through every step of the process from start to finish, got a customer and know what you need to do to get more now? How do you push it out?
I definitely feel, before I was like, I just couldn't imagine being able to grow and scale my business by using social media. Now I absolutely know that I can, and I will. And so I think that has been a big shift. What was the question again?
Yeah, you kind of answered it. No, I'll leave it. The question was more like, how do you feel now that you know how to do it? That you've got that now compared to before.
So now I feel really confident that I can grow and scale my business on social media. But not only that, from everything that you've taught me, I know how to like rinse and repeat the process so that I can try different things as my business grows and changes as well.
Nice. Cool. Glad to hear that. And I guess a good question for you, which I think a lot of people probably resonate with, is when we first had that call when we were first going to go ahead, did you have any like hesitations or concerns that were on your mind that you were thinking about before pulling the trigger? Because I think a lot of people naturally have these things come up when they're going to invest. I do as well. But did you have anything particular come up at the time? Or
so I think for me, it was just like, what happens if I invest in something again and it doesn't give me the results that I'm looking for, and it actually doesn't give me like the processes and systems I need in my business? So that was one concern I had. And then the other one was another one. There was another one. What was this?
It's all right.
No, it was a good one. And the other concern was that I wouldn't be able to function without you, and that the only way my business would work was if I kept paying you and kept working with you, which I'm sure you'd love. But ultimately, I wanted to feel, and you did say that to me actually on the first call, is like, I don't want you to need me all of the time. By the end of this process, you're going to be self-sufficient and able to crack on with this. And I definitely do feel that I will be able to do that.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah, because look, I mean, I could easily set it up in a way where it's like so fancy and over the top, where it's like, okay, now I need Alexi to stay. But I think that's wrong. And I
think that's why I liked you, those, because you're very authentic and honest. And the fact that part of your USP is that we become self-sufficient and we don't need you, that appealed to me. You see so many coaches out there now where it's like, even if you get to the end of the process, they tell you you need something else. And you've never told me that I have to sign up again because there's something missing. And if I ask you something that wasn't included in what we were going to talk about, you still give me that information and share it with me, which I really appreciate.
Okay. Good.
So
I'm
yeah,
glad.
that's been good.
Good. I'm glad. I appreciate that. And it's nice feedback from me as well. And last question for you then, who would you recommend me to and why?
Gosh, if anyone who has, knows how to run a business, but doesn't know how to convert that knowledge to do it on social media, then I think you are the person for them. I think if people like to understand the mechanisms, the systems, have the data, understand it, and want to be self-sufficient and scale their business, absolutely.
Cool. Thank you so much, Hannah. Well, we've still got some time working together, so I'm excited to see. You're not gone yet. But I'm excited to see what the rest of the time holds. I think, it'll be good. It's exciting. But yeah, thank you again, and thank you for everyone for watching. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.